If you're watching this video right now, there's a really good chance you spent probably the last 3, 6, 12 months learning AI. You've taken courses. You've built chatbots that nobody asked for. You've stayed up until 2 a.m. tinkering with workflows in N8N or Claude Code. You've messed around with Vapi, Retell, every voice agent platform under the sun, and you still don't have a single client paying you real money. And I know because that was me a year and a half ago. And the thing that changed everything for me was not another course, not another tool, not another framework. It was a decision. I stopped learning and I started selling. And within 7 days, I had a $5,000 project on my calendar. Today, I'm going to show you exactly how I did it so that you can do the same thing this week. Not next month, this week. I help builders and freelancers transition to AI consultants who close 4-figure projects and retainers. And if you want to land your first or next AI client, you can take part in the 4-week challenge inside of my free school community of like-minded people, where you'll find a free course that's honestly better than most paid courses out there, and you'll get direct one-on-one access to me for whatever questions you might have. The link is down below. All right, let's dive in. So here's what I see happening every single day. Someone discovers AI automation and they get excited and they start watching YouTube, probably watching videos exactly like this one, and then they find a course. And then another course. Then they learn N8N and then Claude Code. Then they discover Vapi and Retell and they start messing around with AI voice agents. And suddenly 3 months have gone by and they've built a dozen demos for themselves, for nobody else. And here's the really dangerous part. It feels productive. You're learning real skills. You're building real things. You feel busy and you feel like you're making progress. But I want you to be honest with yourself for a second. How much money have those demo projects made you? How many actual business owners have you talked to over the last 30 days? Not DM'd, not followed on LinkedIn, actually had a real conversation with. Because I was in this exact cycle. I was deep in it. I knew how to build voice agents. I could wire up a lead qualification workflow in my sleep. I had a Google Drive filled with beautiful, polished demos. And my bank account had the exact same number as it did on day 1 of my AI journey. $0 from AI. And I kept telling myself the same story. I just need to learn one more thing. I need to get a little better at this one platform. I'll finish this one course and then I'll be ready. But I wasn't getting ready. I was hiding. And I say that with zero judgment because that's what I did for months. Think about what I'm not ready yet actually means. It means I'm scared of reaching out to a real business owner and then them saying no. It means I'm scared of getting on a call and then blanking on a question. It means I'm scared of quoting someone $3,000 and then them laughing at me. Learning feels safe because nobody rejects you for watching a tutorial. Nobody says no when you're taking a course at midnight. But the thing that I wish somebody had told me earlier is this: you will never feel ready. Never. That feeling of readiness that you're waiting for, it doesn't come from one more course. It comes from doing the thing that you're scared of doing. It comes from the other side of that awkward first sales call. It comes from the first time that you close someone and realize, oh wait, I can actually do this. So let me tell you what actually broke me out of that loop. I'd been building demos for myself for months. Voice agents, chatbots, lead qualification systems, all of it. And then one day I'm talking to my sister's best friend from high school, a woman who runs a home services company, plumbing, HVAC, that kind of business. And she's venting to me about how she's losing leads left and right. Her receptionist had just up and quit one day. She didn't have the time to hire someone new. And her phone was on silent for half the day because she was either on job sites or on other calls. Calls were just going to voicemail and then dying there. She told me that she had lost a $4,000 install the week before, all because she didn't call the lead back in time and they ended up going with her competitor. And I remember sitting there thinking, I literally built this exact thing last week as a demo for nobody. So instead of nodding and saying, oh yeah, AI could probably help with that, and then going home to build my 50th demo, I said something different. I said, I can fix that for you. I can build you a system that answers every single call 24/7, books appointments, answers your most common questions, and texts you immediately when something urgent comes in. It'll cost you less than half of what you were paying your receptionist. Now here's the thing. I did not have a production-ready system already built. I had a demo that I had built for fun, but I knew the problem. I knew the tools existed, and I knew that I could figure it out. She said, hell yes. I charged her $5,000 for the setup, plus $500 a month ongoing. And then I went home and built it. The voice agent ended up saving her about $1,600 a month versus what she was paying her human receptionist before. And it captured the leads that would have otherwise gone straight to her competitors. 2 months later, she told me that it had brought in at least $50,000 in revenue because leads were being followed up with in seconds instead of sitting in her voicemail for 3 days. And you know what she didn't ask me? She didn't ask me what certifications I had. She didn't ask me how long I'd been doing this. And she didn't ask me to walk her through my technical architecture. What she asked me was, hey, can you do this for my other location? And that's the moment that I really understood what it is that business owners buy. They don't buy AI, they buy a fixed problem. And this is the part that trips people up who are stuck in that learning loop. You don't need to be an expert. You don't need to know everything. You just need to know more than the person that you're helping. The business owner that you're gonna help, they don't know what N8N is, they don't know what a webhook is, and they've never heard of Claude Code. They know that they have a problem that's costing them money, and they want someone to fix it. Can you understand their problem and fix it? If you've been learning AI for even a few weeks, the answer is probably yes, for at least one type of problem. And here's the reframe that completely changed how I sold. You're not selling AI. AI is just a tool. What you're actually selling is hours saved, money saved, extra revenue generated, the ability to avoid hiring another employee. When you frame it that way, the entire conversation changes. You stop being a nerd showing off tech, and you start being a business person solving a money problem. That's the difference between getting paid $50 an hour to build something and $5,000 to fix a problem. Same exact build, different framing. Now let me be really direct with you about something, because I love you and I'm gonna give it to you straight. While you're sitting here debating whether or not you're ready, other people who know way less than you are out there closing deals. And I'm not saying that to be mean, I'm saying it because it's true. And I watched it happen to me when I was stuck in that same loop. There are people in my school community that joined 3 months ago, knew almost nothing about AI when they walked in, and they've already closed their first $2,000 to $5,000 project. Not because they were more talented or smarter than you, but because they reached out and had real conversations while other people were perfecting their demos for the 50th time. And here's what's really wild. Real conversations will teach you more in a week than another 6 months of watching tutorials ever will. Because a business owner will sit there and tell you exactly what it is that keeps them up at night. They will tell you exactly what they'll pay money to fix. That's not something that you get from a course. That's market feedback. That's the most valuable thing that you can get right now. And it's free. Every week that you spend learning instead of selling, you're handing over your market share to people who are willing to take a swing. Okay, so now I've called you out, and so you probably feel attacked or seen, hopefully both, but I'm not gonna leave you here without a plan. Here's exactly what I want you to do. And I want you to actually do this. Not bookmark it or save it for later, actually do it. Step 1, pick one type of business. Don't agonize over this. Dentists, HVAC companies, med spas, real estate agents, restaurants, gyms, roofers. Pick one and commit to it for the next 30 days. And here's why this matters so much. When you talk to 10 dentists in a row, by the 5th one, you sound like you've been doing this your entire life. You hear the same complaints over and over. You start knowing exactly what to say and exactly how to say it. You stop sounding like a generalist with a chatbot, and you start sounding like a specialist with a solution. Think about it this way. A steakhouse charges $60 for a 6-ounce filet. A buffet gives you 24 ounces of mediocre meat for $15. When you specialize, you charge more, you deliver faster, and you close way more often. Pick something where the lifetime value of a customer is high. HVAC, 3 to 10 grand per job. A dentist, thousands per patient over their lifetime. A med spa, hundreds per visit. Recurring. If your system brings them even 2 to 3 extra customers per month, you've already paid for yourself many times over. And that math is what makes your price feel like a no-brainer. Step 2, pick one problem, not 5 problems, one. And I pick one of these 3 because they're the easiest to explain and the easiest to show ROI on. Missed calls. Business owners lose leads every single day because they're with another customer or they're on a job site and their phone is on silent. An AI voice agent fixes that instantly. Slow follow-up. Leads come in through a website form or a missed call and then sit there for hours or days. An automated follow-up system in N8N or Claude Code gets back to them in seconds. Conversion goes up dramatically. Or dormant database. They've got hundreds or thousands of past customers that they haven't talked to in months. A reactivation campaign with the right copy can pull revenue out of thin air. I've seen clients run one of these and get 5 figures in revenue in a week. Pick one. just one. Learn enough about it to have a 10-minute conversation with a business owner. You don't need to know every technical detail. You just need to understand the problem and roughly how it gets solved. Step 3, send 10 messages today. Here's the kind of outreach that actually works. I want you to steal this and use it. You message a business owner and say something like, "Hey, I work with niche to help them solve specific problem. I noticed specific thing about their business. They have no after hours capture. Their Google reviews mention long response times." Whatever. I've built systems that fix that, and the businesses that I've worked with are seeing specific result. Would you be open to a quick 15 minutes this week to see if this would make sense for you? That's it. That's the message. No pitch deck, no fancy funnel, no 47-step sales process. And here's the move that makes the call close. When you get on the call, frame everything in time and money. You say something like, "So you're telling me that you're spending about 5 hours a week following up on leads manually. If your time is worth $100 an hour, that's $500 a week. Over a month, that's $2,000. Over a year, $24,000. If I build you a system that wipes out all of that manual work, you're not just getting 20 hours back every month. You're getting $2,000 a month in value. So paying $2,000 for the setup is a no-brainer because by month 2, it's already paid for itself. When you do the math for them, the price stops being scary. It becomes obvious. Send 10 of those outreach messages today. If even one person responds, you've got a real conversation on your hands. And that one conversation is worth more than a month of YouTube tutorials. I can promise you that. A year from now, you're gonna look back on this exact moment, and you're either gonna look back and say, "I learned a lot and I'm really good at building demos for myself," or you're gonna say, "I sent that first message. I stumbled through a couple of awkward conversations, and now I have clients paying me thousands of dollars every month." The difference between those two versions of you is not talent. It's not intelligence or how many courses you've gone through or how many certifications you have. It's whether you close this video and send a message, or close this video and then opened another tutorial. You already know enough. I know that might be hard to believe, but I'm telling you from experience. You know enough right now to have a conversation with a business owner and solve a real problem for them. The thing that you're missing is not knowledge. It's the first move. And if you want to land your first or next AI client, you can take part in the 4-week challenge inside of my free school community of like-minded people, where you'll find a free course that's honestly better than most paid courses out there, and you'll get direct one-on-one access to me for whatever questions you might have. The link is down below. And do me a favor and drop a comment and tell me what's actually holding you back. Is it fear, not knowing what to sell, not knowing who to reach out to? I read every single comment and I'll respond to yours. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.